Today was once again another sign that Saturday night strikes by the US in Iran has not changed the pace of this war between Iran and Israel. In the last 12 hours, we had 2 alerts of incoming Iranian ballistic missiles here that sent us down to our bunkers here in Tel Aviv, as many millions of Israelis also went down to the bunkers. Israel says that there were 7 direct hits in the country, including in the south. That footage that you showed earlier in the program suggesting that some kind of power infrastructure there was hit. There were power outages in the south of the country, and also there were hits in Jerusalem as well, with loud booms over the old city. Meanwhile, Israel has continued to strike relentlessly in Iran. It says it has hit headquarters of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. That is, of course, the branch of the Iranian armed forces. And also, as you said earlier, the Evin prison in Tehran, the most notorious prison there for Iranian political dissidents, and also a prison where journalists and academics are held. They also hit, the Israelis say, a clock in central Tehran on what's called Palestine Square, which counts down to the supposed destruction of Israel by the year 2040. So a very symbolic strike there by the Israelis inside Iran. Well, a little earlier, I spoke to Yaakov Katz, who is a former editor-in-chief of the Jerusalem Post, a long-time defense correspondent for that newspaper. And I asked him what sort of level of cooperation there had been between Israel and the US before those strikes in Iran on Saturday night.
You have Israeli Air Force jets that are operating over Iran. You have lots of Israeli drones that are now continuously collecting intelligence and surveying and hunting down those rocket launchers and those surface-to-air missile systems. And all of this needs to happen at the same time that those B-2 bombers were making their way. So this had to be carefully orchestrated by General Kurilla of the CENTCOM, of the Central Command, who's the U.S. general in charge of this region, and the IDF general staff. So all of that was definitely happening, but you are, to some extent, right that what the Americans wanted from Israel was for those skies to be clear and for there not to be a threat against the B-2 bombers that were going to be making their way. The B-2 bombers, yes, have stealth capabilities, but because of their massive payload that they were carrying, each of them had 2 of those GBU-57 bunker busters. They do fly slower than supersonic F-15s or F-16s. They don't have that capability, and therefore, if they were to come under surface-to-air fire, it could be a risky move for them. So that was definitely something that was very important for the Americans and something that the Israelis put a big focus on in the run-up to that operation.